Hey fam, in this video I'll be showing you how to get started with Zapier. So first come to your browser and then type zapier.com. So for you, if you're just starting out, you have to sign up to create a free account. So you can either sign up with your Google or your Gmail. So either of them, sign up and then it will take you to this interface. So with Zapier, you are offered 14 days free trial. So you want to ensure that you make use of this free trial. It's just 14 days and it's even a pro version. Alright, so after you've signed up, you see this interface. So I want you to think of Zapier like a digital assistant. So a Zap is an automation. So for example, you created a Google form, and once people fill that form, you want them to get a mail. Zapier can automatically send them an email without you lifting a finger. Do you understand? You know the typical when you apply for a job, you instantly get, when you fill the form, you instantly get a mail. That's one of the things that Zapier does. Alright, so I'm going to be explaining the interface. See, over here we have create, and we have the home tab. So this is the home tab, and then there are 4 popular Zapier tools, which are Zaps, tables, interfaces, and chatbot. Alright, the Zaps, this, what it does is it connects different apps and then it will get them to work for you. So with Zaps, you are saying when this happens, do that. For example, when someone fills out your form, you are saying, okay, when they fill this form, send an email. Do that. That's send an email. Alright, and then when it comes to tables, a Zapier table is like a smart spreadsheet, but this one is made with automation. So for example, instead of using Google Sheets, you can store data like names, emails, or tags inside Zapier tables and then use it in your Zaps. And then we have interfaces. This is a tool that lets you create simple websites or forms. You don't need to use any code. Come over to create, click on Zaps, and then here is the interface. So there are 2 ways to build your Zap. Number 1, you can use the Copilot. So you can describe what you want to automate using Copilot, and then it will now generate outline for you. And then the second way is using trigger and action. So this is action. And then a trigger is the starting point of your automation. So think of it as when something happens. So you're saying, okay, when this thing happens, do this. That's where the action comes in. So the action is, okay, when this thing has happened, I want you to now do this. So for example, the trigger will be when somebody fills out my Google form, take this action, that's do this, send them a mail. Alright, and then there are sidebars here, Zapier editor sidebars. So here you can see linked asset. So what this linked asset means is it shows you other features that will enhance your Zaps. Other features like create table and create interface. Alright, and then we have Zap details. So what details does is, this is where the key information about your Zap will be stored. So once I click on it, so you get to see a short description of your Zap. You can also even create a template here. Okay, and then next we have Note. So Note is, you can document your Zap steps using Note. So you can add key information. So when you click on it, you can add, okay, there are steps, these are the steps on how you created your Zap. So whoever that is going to, perhaps you are creating it for a client, your client will just look at the steps and know, okay, this is how it is being done. And then we have change history. So this is a log of all the changes you have applied to your Zap. And then we have Zap runs. Is a log of all automation activity within your Zap. So this can help you in knowing what's happening in your Zap, which can also help you troubleshoot. Can help you with troubleshooting if you encounter any unexpected behavior. And then we have status, where you get to know the status of your Zap. And then we have advanced settings. This is where you choose how your Zap handles errors. And then lastly, we have versions. This is where you see a history of edits you have made to your Zaps, as well as the ability to revert back to previous versions. So versions is where you see a history of edits you have made to your Zaps, as well as the ability to revert back to previous versions. Alright, so we've been able to explain all of these features. So now let's create our first Zap. Let's build our first Zap. Are you ready? Okay. So let's begin by renaming our Zap. So rename it. I'm just going to say Zap first. Okay, and then enter. So after that, come over to trigger, click on trigger. So Zapier can integrate over 5,000 apps. So we want to integrate our Google Forms. So remember, we want our customers to fill our Google form. Once they fill it, they instantly get a mail. Alright, they get a mail, and in that mail, there's a link, there's a WhatsApp link that once they click on, it will transfer them to WhatsApp. Do you understand? So that's what we want to do. So first, we're just going to, our trigger will be Google Forms. So we're going to type Google, and then you can see here Google Forms. So you click on it. So it has added our Google Forms. And then you come over to this bar. See the app here saying Google Forms. So the trigger event. Click on this drop down. What's the trigger event? So we have new form response, new or updated form response. So what this means is, whenever a new person fills this form, they get a response. Why this one, new or updated form response? It means maybe they made a mistake after they filled their form before. They made a mistake, they want to update it. But we are not going to choose this one, we're going to choose new form response. And then it's for you, if you're just starting out, you're going to see sign in. So you're meant to sign in your Google account. Alright, after that, we'll click on continue. So you can see this part is saying setup. So that means the first is setup. And then the form. So you're going to click on this drop down. And so you're going to, on your Google Forms, if you don't know how to create a Google form, I'm going to drop a link in the description that will show you how to create a form. So you need to know the name of the form. So over here, this is my form. This is the name. So Zapier training form. Then I'll come back, pick the form. You can see, and then click on continue. So it's saying test your trigger. Then we'll click on test trigger. So here, your form, make sure you fill the form before clicking on anything here. So I'm going to go and then click the form. So I'm just going to copy the link, paste it somewhere. So make sure somebody else fills the form for you, okay? And then I'll paste it. And then use my other account to fill the form. All of these are necessary. They're very necessary. So I'm going to use this account to fill the form. So you can see here showing, so I'm going to fill it. This stage is necessary. And then contact, I'm just going to just drop a wrong number. And then I'll submit. So I've submitted the form. Now I'll go back to my Zapier. And then click on find new record. So you can see it's showing you original records pulled July 14th. So I'm just going to pick this one. So now that I've picked it, it brought out this name. That's what the person filled. Alright. And now I'll click on continue with continue selected record. Oops. Excuse me. Then I'll click on continue. So now it has taken us to the second stage. That's the action. We've done the trigger. So the action, we want to use Gmail. So we want our customers to get a response on their mail. So you can see here, Gmail. So now it is saying the app is Gmail. Action event. Click on this drop down. What do we want to do? We want them to get a mail. Alright. So we're going to come down here to look for send mail. And then you click on continue. So it's saying to. What do you want the to be? The person's mail. Click on this plus. And then you come over. Scroll. Let's do that again. So we want them, the to be the person's mail. So remember the form we filled. If I did not fill that form, I will not even get something like this. So I'm going to click on mail. And then come over to, so others are really not necessary. Except you want to, like, so you're going to come to the one that is asterisk. The subject, usually when you get a mail, you get a subject. Okay? There's a subject. So what do you want the subject to be? So I'm going to say the subject, I want them to get congratulations. So aside congratulations, I want their name to be added. Alright, so I'll come over to this plus. Usually, when you get a congratulations mail, you get something like, congratulations Mary, you have successfully passed this stage, something like that. So I want Zapier to add the person's name. So I'm going to click on this plus and then search for name. So you're going to see name. click on that. And then what's the body type? If you click on this drop down, there's HTML, there's plain, so you leave it as plain, okay? And then the body, this is the main mail itself. What do you want the body of the mail to be? You type it here. So I already have my content, so I'm going to paste it and I'm going to show you. So the content, there is a WhatsApp link. So once this customer, they fill the form, they get a mail, and in that mail there's a WhatsApp link. Once they click on that link, it will transfer them to WhatsApp. All right. So I have hi and then congratulations. So after this hi, I also want to include their name. So I'm going to put the cursor after the hi, put a space, and then come over to this plus button, click on it. So I'm going to look for name. So they're going to get hi, let's say hi Mary, congratulations, your registration was successful and we're excited to have you on board. Okay, so I've added their name and there's a comma afterwards. Okay, you want to, just like you have, let's say you want to send a mail to a recruiter, you say dear hiring manager, comma. Okay, so and here so they're going to get congratulations. So we're saying they'll get congratulations and their name, and then after that we're going to put an exclamation mark and registration successful. Okay, and I didn't spell it well. Okay, so we're going to scroll down. We've added our content, and then if you want to add an attachment, you can go ahead, but then we're not doing that. So I'm going to click on continue, and then it's going to show you how the mail is going to look like. So this is the person's mail, this is the message they will get. Let me go back to configure. There's an error there. So if you have an error, just click on any of these. If you want to go back to setup, click on it. So over here there's an exclamation mark that I want to delete. Okay, so I'm going to click on continue, and then the last step is to test your steps. So I'm going to click on test step, and you can see, for you to know that your Zap is successful, you're going to see this check mark, and over here you have setup check, configure check, text check rather. And then now let's publish our Zap. I'll publish it. Okay, so it says your Zap is on, transfer existing. So now we are going to now go back to that form. Somebody else will fill it, and let's see if they'll get an instant mail. So this is the form. I'll copy the link and now paste it in another tab, then use another mail to open it. So I'm going to switch account. I will use this. So let me fill it. And then submit. So we have filled the form. Now let me go to that mail to see if I have received. So I'll go to that mail. Oh my god, we got a mail. Look at it here. We got a mail. So our Zap is successful. You can see, hi Maris. So it's going to add that person's name. Remember, congratulations. Look at the subject. Congratulations, your registration was successful. And this is the link that we added, guys. You can see how easy this was. See, this is the link, and once they click on this link, it's going to now take them to WhatsApp. Super easy, right? So this is just the basic. And guys, our Zap is on. It's successful. This is a typical mail. This is what a typical mail looks like. So you can go back to your home to now see. So this is the home page, and then we'll scroll down to see your Zap. So this is the Zap, and you can see it is on. And if you want to turn it off, so this thing, it will run as long as it is on. So if you want to turn it off, just click on this, look for your Zap, click on the Zap, and over here you're going to see this toggle. Then you can then turn it off. So let's turn it off. If you're done with the whole thing, turn it off, come back to your home. So let's see. Scroll down, you can see it is off. And if you want to turn it on, just go back, click on it, and you are going to see this, then turn it on. See, it is on. You can see. If you want to turn it off, and the easiest way is Control F. Guys, super easy, right? That is how to automate. Very simple and fast. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any question, do well to drop them in the comments. Alright, bye, and see you in the next video.